Going at the West African Container Terminal WACT on Port, as the company is set to commence a partnership deal with Ibeto Terminal and Port at the Port Harcourt Port. WACT is a subsidiary of APM Terminals, and their partnership with Ibeto Terminals and Ports will see them moving containers from Onitsha to Port Harcourt by barge, as opposed to the trucking method currently in operation. Members of the APM Terminals management team explain why the Ibeto group was chosen.
The reason why we picked Ibeto is by the time we got there, we saw what is on ground. We saw the owner of the facility. In fact, we saw APMT spirit in him because he has the passion. He has the drive.
At APM Terminals, our purpose is to improve the life for all, right? And to find a way to bring the cargo closer to the customer, to bring his import and export and empty containers closer to the customer, and to avoid him the hassle of trucking those containers by the road to One is a real pleasure.
On his part, the country's CEO of APM Terminals says this is a culmination of months of negotiation between both organizations.
For a couple of years, where we've been working with our shipping line partners as well as Ibeto to develop a product that enhances the offering that we have here from the terminal, so that the customers can choose between taking delivery of their containers through the traditional way, through trucking, or using the barge, thereby bypassing some sometimes difficult road conditions.
The management of Ibeto Group is also upbeat about the deal.
This has been a long-awaited project that has finally finalized. So the whole if, when, how, it's all over, because we are in the business now, like you see, there is already something working. It's not when, how would it go. So it is a groundbreaking partnership, and we're happy to be there.
With the group is also upbeat about the deal.
This has been a long-awaited project that has finally finalized. So the whole if, when, how, it's all over, because we are in the business now, like you see, there is already something working. It's not when, how would it go. So it is a groundbreaking partnership, and we're happy to be there.
With the signing of the MOU between both organizations, it is expected that there will now be seamless barging of containers from Onitsha Port to the Ibeto Seaport for swift delivery to their final destination.
Hello, I am Kodili-nye, the son of Wonderful. This is a reaction video. For those that are joining us. What we are discussing is the signing agreement between the Max container shipping company with Ibeto Group to transfer the cargo from Onitsha Port in Rivers State to Port Harcourt to Ibeto Seaport Terminal, which Ibeto have a bonded terminal at Port Harcourt, where he rebags his Ibeto cement before. Now he's trying to change the whole narrative about shipping, and also to bring about total change in the system of shipping in Nigeria. And we are doing a reaction about that. The news source is from Channel News, and you can and other news channels. But what is the benefit to Onitsha Port now that Ibeto is doing this? Basically, what happens now is that previously what they normally do is that when the containers arrive at Onitsha Port, they use a lot of trucks, hundreds of trucks, to transfer them to Port Harcourt terminals or bonded warehouses. But it will not happen anymore. What now happens is that from Onitsha Port, with this agreement, it goes through the barges to Ibeto terminal. From Ibeto terminal, Ibeto can transfer most of those containers that is going to Onitsha port or Onitsha terminal there, and this will be very, very effective. You can understand that with this, we can for surely say that this over-dependent on roads will end, and the Onitsha port is going to get busier than it is at the moment. You can see that everything is working together for the rise of the economic corridor, what we call the Eastern Tiger Economic Corridor, that is emerging, that will finally emerge within 5 years. So this is what is going to happen, because for Nigeria to arise and be giant, real giant, I don't mean the one they are calling it at this moment, because Nigeria is not a giant at the moment, but for it to arise, the Eastern Corridor, the Eastern Economic Miracle has to happen. And the key area for that is Onitsha and Aba. These two cities, once they arise, Nigeria will be buoyant in production. That's exactly. Because Nigeria cannot stand on one feet. No nation stand on one feet. Once you stand on one feet, there's chances of collapsing. So the good news is that Onitsha port is going to get busier, because even the owners of the Onitsha ports predicted that this year will be the beginning of their massive business transaction in that port. I could remember one of the managing director speaking late last year about their plans for this year, that with the signing of dredging with the inland waterways, that they will be able to have the contract and dredge the River Niger, so that they can easily do business all year round, instead of when there is high tide. During the rainy season, the operation goes smoothly, and during the low tide they suffer from moving the batches or ships with consignments to Onitsha port. And the Onitsha port has not been that busy, but with this Ibeto stuff, that is going to get busy. And that's why you notice that there are a lot of companies setting up in Anambra area. You can see that there are a lot of logistic companies that have started setting up their bonded warehouse for over 2-3 years now. In Oka alone, you have one of the biggest one. You have up to 2 or 3 around Oka. You have more than 3 or 4 around Onitsha Metro. And you have around Nnewi Metro, you have up to 2 as well, and many others. This is a win-win situation, because finally the Ibeto is about to energize the Onitsha port operations. Ibeto Group about to energize the Onitsha port operations, and that's what we might be calling this. I don't know about your view about this, but remember, it's a reaction video, and credit to the source of the news. But what is your opinion on this? What is your reaction on this? Let's go to the comment section and share and discuss. Remember to share, remember to subscribe. I am still Kodili-nye. Remember, our homeland must be livable, and it must be prosperous, and it must be the final destination, according to Governor Soludo. See you in the next one. God